In this video, I'm giving you your first look at the Galaxy S25 Ultra, walking you through all the biggest features and all of its biggest upgrades. Let's dive in. There's two big stories with the Galaxy S25 Ultra. One is the hardware and the other is AI. Let's start with the design. So I have the Galaxy S25 Ultra and the S24 Ultra side by side, and you can tell with the design that it is thinner, it's subtle. Part of the reason why they were able to do that is because the S Pen no longer has Bluetooth Low Energy, which, as it turns out, most people were not using. When it comes to the overall design language, I actually like the S25 Ultra better because you have flat sides, so it's easier to hold, but the corners are now rounded off, so it's a little bit less like digging into your hand when you're using it. There is a trade-off here, and that is the fact that there's not Qi 2 magnets built in. So if you want that functionality, you're going to have to spring for a case. But on the plus side, you are getting a slightly larger display, so it's 6.9 inches now compared to 6.8 inches before. So I think overall, this is a very premium looking and feeling flagship. Since we're talking about looks, we have to talk about colors, and I have the titanium gray here as well as the white version. Other colors are titanium silver blue, titanium black, and there's online exclusive colors too. You know, with Samsung, you know that there's going to be camera upgrades and big ones, not across the board, but on one camera in particular, and that is the ultra wide, which is going to 50 megapixels up from 12 megapixels. And it's not just about sharper ultra wide shots. You're also going to get better macro shots, so close-ups with detail that's 4 times better. Otherwise, we still have the 200 megapixel main camera and the 50 megapixel telephoto lens. Nightography is also improved with a new double analysis noise removal feature. When it comes to photo editing, the improved generative edit ability should do a better job at removing unwanted objects from a photo, especially when it comes to things like shadows. On the video front, there are two noteworthy upgrades. First, the Galaxy S25 Ultra can record in log, which iPhone has had for 2 years, but it still gives that professional more controls over their video. But what's cooler to me is the built-in audio eraser on device for editing features that can separate voices, crowd, wind, music, nature. Basically gives you more control over the volume in real time.
Beautiful.
So that was the hardware. Now let's talk about AI, because Samsung has been working on One UI 7, which is the software you see here, for 3 years. And it's supposed to bring some big AI upgrades to the S25 line. The voice assistant can now execute cross-app action with contextual awareness via Google. Show me the next Rams game and add it to my calendar.
Okay, I'm adding this game to your calendar.
So here's what I like about this feature. It can actually go out for you, find information, and then act on it, including sending it not just to Google apps and Samsung apps, but Samsung is partnering with third parties like WhatsApp and Spotify. Samsung is really going big on personalization with AI in the Galaxy S25 Ultra, and there's two big features that I want to highlight. One is the Now Brief, which is here, and it basically gives you like a brief at the beginning of your day, at the end of your day, and it's completely personalized based on your activities. It gives you recommendations for things like traffic, the weather, etc. But the other one is Now Bar, and that one comes in really handy because it's very similar to live activities on the iPhone. And it could be things for like timers, like the music that you're playing right now. It doesn't have things like Uber, that I wish it did. Hopefully that'll come later. But I think it's a really smart feature to add. And speaking of context being important, the new AI Select shortcut anticipates what actions you're looking for based on what's currently on the screen. It'll predict if you're trying to turn a video into a GIF, for example, summarize or translate text on that page, and it's always changing and adapting to the content that's on the display. This is different than Circle to Search, which is obviously really popular, and one upgrade to Circle to Search is that you can now search sound in videos to find info on it for you. You can even hum that song and it'll find it. The only thing that we haven't mentioned so far is what's powering this whole thing, and it's the Snapdragon 8 Elite, and there's a special chip that Samsung has that's overclocked, and we're going to get this into the lab to see how powerful this phone is and how long it lasts on a charge. Make sure you subscribe to see our full review when it goes live. That's just a quick overview of the Galaxy S25 Ultra. I want to hear from you in the comments in terms of whether or not you think this is upgrade worthy or not. And be sure to follow us across all of our social channels and here on YouTube to see our final review. For Tom's Guide, this is Mark Spoon out.